He sat alone at the park, staring at the empty swings as if they carried memories only he could see. Everyone who passed by saw just a lonely man with tired eyes, but no one knew the truth. No one knew why he came here every evening, why he held his phone tightly as if waiting for a call that never came. What they didn't know was that today, everything was about to change. David had once been a proud father, the kind who never missed a school event, never forgot a birthday, never left without saying, "I love you." But life doesn't always reward good people. 2 years ago, after a painful divorce and a storm of misunderstandings, he had lost custody of his 2 kids, Emma, sweet and gentle, and Noah, wild and energetic. He hadn't seen them in 6 months. Not because he didn't try, but because every message he sent to his ex-wife went unanswered, every request for visitation ignored. His lawyer told him to be patient, that the court process would take time. But what did patience mean to a father who woke up every morning hoping to hear his children's voices? Every day after work, he walked to the park near his old home, the home he once shared with his kids. He sat on the same bench where Emma used to feed birds and where Noah used to tug his sleeve, asking to race him across the field. He kept coming because this was the last place he felt close to them. And maybe, just maybe, one day they would return. But the truth was, he was losing hope. Bills were piling up, his exhaustion was getting heavier, and the silence was becoming unbearable. Sometimes he wondered if his kids still remembered him the way he remembered them, every moment, every laugh, every small hand slipping inside his. He sat on the bench now, rubbing his cold hands together as the wind brushed past him. He looked around at the families playing together, fathers pushing swings, mothers calling their children, toddlers laughing. Every sound tightened something inside his chest. He wanted to smile for them, but he couldn't hide the ache. Not today. A mother nearby noticed him staring at the ground with glassy eyes. She whispered to her husband, "He looks so alone." Her words weren't meant to hurt him, but they did. Because she was right. For 6 months, he had been alone. But life has its own timing, and sometimes it surprises us when we least expect it. David's phone buzzed suddenly. His heart jumped, but it was only a message from the electricity company reminding him of a bill. He sighed and placed the phone beside him on the bench. He leaned back, closed his eyes, and whispered, "Please, just one sign that they haven't forgotten me." Then he heard it. A small voice. Soft. Familiar. "Daddy?" His eyes shot open. He thought he imagined it, but then he heard it again, louder, emotional, trembling. "Daddy." He turned his head and froze. Emma stood at the edge of the playground, clutching her backpack tightly, tears glistening in her eyes. Noah was right beside her, his little chest heaving from running, his lips curved into the biggest smile David had seen in years. For a moment, David couldn't breathe. He didn't know what to say, didn't know if he should move, or stay still, afraid they might disappear if he blinked. Emma took one hesitant step forward. "Daddy, we found you." And then everything happened at once. Both kids ran toward him, running with all the years, all the longing, all the love they had held inside. David stood up, hands trembling, and the moment they reached him, they crashed into his arms, hugging him so tightly he felt his heart almost burst. He dropped to his knees, holding them as if he was afraid the world might take them away again. Noah buried his face in his chest, crying hard. Emma wrapped her arms around his neck, whispering, "I missed you. I missed you so much." David couldn't speak. Tears streamed down his face uncontrollably. He kissed their foreheads, their hair, their cheeks, just to make sure they were real. His voice broke when he finally managed to say, "I never stopped loving you. Not for a second." They stayed like that for a long time, 3 hearts that had been separated finally beating together again. When they finally pulled back, David asked the question that had been burning inside him, "How did you get here? Did your mom bring you?" Emma shook her head. "Mom had to work today. We were supposed to stay at Aunt Clara's house, but we didn't want to. We wanted to see you. Noah nodded fiercely. We searched every place we remembered. And then we saw you. I told Emma you'd be here. David wiped their tears gently. You're safe now. I'm here. I won't let anything happen to you. They sat together on the bench, the same one he had waited on for months. But now, it wasn't a lonely bench anymore. It was a miracle. The kids told him everything, the arguments at home, how they missed his bedtime stories, how they kept his old shirts just to smell his scent, how Emma cried at school when she saw other dads hugging their kids, how Noah tried to act brave but asked every night, "When will Daddy come back?" David listened, his heart breaking and healing at the same time. He knew the battle wasn't over. He still had to fight legally for custody, still had to fix misunderstandings, still had to rebuild a life for them. But now he had something he hadn't had in months. Hope. And nothing was stronger than a father's hope. A passing couple watched the scene, the man hugging his kids tightly as they laughed and cried together. The woman whispered again, "He's not alone anymore." As the sun began to set, painting the sky orange and gold, David held his children close and whispered, "This is the happiest day of my life." Emma smiled. "Ours too." Noah nudged him. "Daddy?" "Yes, buddy? Can we go get ice cream? Together, like before?" David laughed through his tears. "Yes. From now on, everything we do together." The three of them walked out of the park, hand in hand, leaving behind the empty bench that had witnessed pain for months, but today, it witnessed healing. And for anyone watching, it was proof of something powerful. Sometimes the people who sit alone are not waiting for attention. They're waiting for love to return. And when it does, it changes everything.